Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, PC Gaming Past and Present, where we play games from the past and the present and have discussions on different topics. Well, did you guys know that back in the day, around the PlayStation 1 and 2 console era, that around that time frame, all the games were on a disc and released day one, fully functional and playable, with the whole game on the disc? There was no missing pieces. It just worked. Plug and play. That was until the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 era. But even then, those two consoles also had around 90% of games that released on those platforms be on the disc and playable day one. However, that's when we started seeing online stores on the rise, DLC and microtransactions becoming a thing. Some people will remember this, and some folks might not, but I'm here to remind you the whole game used to be on the disc and playable online and offline on day one with no issues. Well, around the time period of the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, we also saw the rise of Steam around that time. Digital storefronts started becoming more of a thing, and around that time, that's actually, side note, when I started my Steam account. But that was the past, and now we're talking about the present. My, how the industry has changed. The days of buying a game on PlayStation and or Xbox and PC and even Nintendo now on day one and having it work the right way is long gone. The developers and studios release the game as they please, and it's not even all there. It works somewhat, but hey, we can patch it and send updates to it later. To name a few examples for you guys, just so you can remember, Cyberpunk 2077, as well as Batman Arkham Knight back in the day, Anthem, and even Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And those were the latest ones that I can remember, as well as the Lord of the Rings Golem and the new Spider-Man 2 game that has been having issues on PC and needing instant updates. All of these games launched with issues and bugs, performance problems that needed to be ironed out over time to make it playable, and LOL, but in the case of Nintendo, that actually came in form of a new console, the Switch 2, to make the games run better and somewhat brute force it to work the right way. So, what happened? How did we get here? The answer is actually pretty simple. We moved into the digital landscape. Now, most gamers get a digital copy of the game. Those who get a physical copy wanting to get a disc version and experience that, well, what they actually get is now not even the full game on the disc. It's either a small portion of it or it's a digital code to download the game on the console. So, pretty much digital, and the reason is pretty much the file sizes. Those are, in my opinion, what's to blame, and of course, the bad optimization. So, how else did we get here? Well, I have to call it out the lazy developers and the studios that make these games. The developers and studios who used to actually make a fully functional product and take their time to optimize the game and make it work correctly have and had to meet strict standards, optimization standards, and strict storage requirements, and couldn't have it eat too much storage and needs to fit on the disk and release properly a game that was working. That all changed. Now storage limits and optimizations are out the window. The days of 20 to 30 gigabyte game file sizes, those are long gone. Now the game will launch with either 100 gigs, 150, or recently leaked, apparently GTA 6 is supposed to come out with a 300 plus gigabyte storage requirement. Well, the reason for this has to do with, yeah, of course, the games are more graphical, but they're also not optimized. So they need more resources and assets versus optimization. And another thing I want to mention, guys, is lastly, but gamers are also to blame. Gamers who buy everything and don't ask any questions. The gamers who do this will buy the game and end up paying for the base version of the game that's not all there. They'll buy the DLC, which are pieces of the game, and then there's season passes too. There are like 5 versions of the game. It's the same game. It has the standard version, the deluxe version, the digital deluxe version, and more. Season passes, microtransactions, and it's, in my opinion, just one whole money grab. I think the game should have strict optimizations and storage limits. 100 gigs max per game. If it's a huge one, sometimes on Reddit, I'm sorry, someone on Reddit, I meant to say, has a theory that the game companies might be in cahoots with the storage manufacturers in order to sell more storage, and that they all might pretty much be in on it. It might just be one whole big money grab. So in the end, the industry will only move forward, and who knows what game file sizes and optimizations will look like in the next 5 years. And the prices are now crazy. One game, great example. One game I really like playing, Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. If you want the whole game, you're easily looking at between $100 to $150. And another game that I really like to play, obviously, is Call of Duty. Those games launch at 70, and if you want the digital deluxe game, you're looking at easily $100. That's not including if you want to, get the microtransactions where you can change the loadout of your gun, stuff like that. Those also cost money. So, guys, in my opinion, there's really one easy fix to this whole issue. We have to start coming together as gamers, and when we hear a game is not optimized, or we watch a review on a game before we buy it and we find it has a bunch of issues, we can't support these game companies. We can't buy the game. That's kind of how you push back in a way. Um, my I would love for discs to make a comeback. If there was a way that they could fit the whole game on the disc, there might be a way. Because back in the day, they used to release the game on multiple discs. So you'd have like part one, part two. I know the Final Fantasy series back on like PS1, they had that. They had like one game for like 3 or 4 discs. So they can do it, in my opinion. They just don't want to. Could it cost a little bit more? It might, but hey, I'm more than happy to, if I'm paying $100 regardless, give me the game on the disc if I want it on the disc. And if you want it digital, at least make it more enticing, not the same price, and make it release fully functional. Well, guys, in my opinion, the new way that the industry is heading is subscription based. They don't even want you owning the digital now. They want you buying a subscription to a service to get games, because now the games, I guess the way they look at it is, well, you could buy 2 games or you can get the monthly subscription. So please, everyone, leave a comment down below. Tell me, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys miss the disc era? Do you guys prefer digital? Do you guys think that discs will make a return? Do you think digital will take over? Maybe the subscriptions might take over. Who really knows? Please subscribe, like the video. Uh, if you guys have any opinions, definitely drop it down below. Thanks.